Thobela le amogetšwe go Leihlo La Sechaba nna lebitso la ka ke nna Lethabo le Joy la ga Mathatho. Province ya KwaZulu-Natal le ya Gauteng di lebane le ditlhotlho tše kgolo tša go phutlhama ga ikonomi. Se se tla morago ga go thubiwa le go tswetšwa ga dikgwebo. Potšišo ke gore na go tla tšea lebaka le le kaakang gore ikonomi e boelele sekeng. Good evening and welcome to Leihlo La Sechaba. Tonight we assess the recent damage done in the township economy in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng.
Bagwebi potlana ba mo Soweto ba tshwere pelo fela ka letsogo gore maemo a kgwebo a boele setlwaeding. Seno se latela boipelaetso jo bo felleditseng mabenkele a thubelwa le dithoto di utswiwa. Batho ba le bantsi ba latlhegetswe ke ditiro le dithoto mo merusung e.
Since ba sungule ku faya timolo ba faya la Dobsonville business ya hina ifile.
This burning and looting and flames that we see in the townships, it is again another drawback.
I won't gonna open again.
This is terrible.
Lefelo leno la bopalamelo jwa dipalangwa tsa botlhe la Baragwanath le nyeuma ka batho ba ba yang mafelong a farologaneng. Jaanong go loleya fa le bapisiwa le dinako tse di fetileng. Sebueledi sa Bara Deep City Taxi Association Sibusiso Mvelase a re merusu eno e amile kgwebo ya bone.
The strike is di re affectile haholo because ha rena mosebetsi. As di shopo di kwetswe batho ba nkile dintho mo di shopong ha ona batho ba tla ba kgona ho ba palamisa ntate and re lositse tšhelete e ngata haholo because without batho bao ha rena mosebetsi.
A re fa go ka tswelela go nna jaana ba tlile go lebagana le mathata a mangwe a go duelela disuga.
Ha ke re wa bona rona re thola kae tšhelete re thola go batho and we are pay re patala di installments soli tjena re tlo lose o tla thola gore di bank di tlonka dikoloi tsa rona ntho ya re affecta ntate.
Tota le bangwe ba bagwebi potlana ba fa ba latlhegetswe ke tsotlhe tse ba neng ba na le tsone.
I couldn't one thing even I take it off. We didn't understand what's gonna happen. In the 10 minutes, they took it everything. In my shop, I didn't get even one piece of paper even. My shop is a cell phone and electronics. Nothing.
Rahman are ga bana le dijo.
We have nothing to even food. We have where we're gonna sleep. The people gonna take even our clothes even.
Margaret Mashaba ke modulasetulo wa bagwebi potlana ba Dobsonville Hawkers Association. A re e sale go thubiwa mabenkele dikgwebo tsa bone di amegile thata.
Since ba sungule ku faya timolo ba faya la Dobsonville business ya hina ifile because a ka ha ri na ntirho vanhu lava hi sapotaku I vanhu lava nghenaka tibenge molweni na ku nghena va ya xava loko ku sala cinci va hindza va hi sapota na hina hi kota ku ri hanyisa mindyangu ya hina. Mali yo rotate yi suka ka hina yi nghena molo yi suka molo yi nghena ka hina na hina hi kota ku hanya manje sweswi hayi se swi bihile ta dyanana.
Boroto Bakery Enterprise mo White City Soweto ke kgwebo ya ga Refilwe Rantekwa yo dingwaga di le 31. Ke mofenyi wa dikgele di le mmalwanyana tsa kgwebo. O dumela gore Soweto e na le dipalopalo tsa batho tse di kgonang go tshegetsa kgwebo le go ka godisa ikonomi.
Study most of the time Soweto is about 2 million people. So let's say worst case scenarios 1.5 million people. So these people buy every day, buy every day, buy transported every day. Yes, there's huge market. Safety, you can say guarantee, but all the business, we convinced there must be something positive out of whatever we are.
e rile fa kgwedi ya Seetebosigo e tlhola malatsi a le 29 moatlhodi Sisi Khampepe a laela gore Rre Zuma a lotlelelwe mo kgolegelong ka ntlha fa gana go ntsha bopaki fa pele ga khomišene ya dipatlisiso ya ga moatlhodi Zondo. Zuma le baemedi ba gagwe ba semolao ba ne ba batla gore moatlhodi Zondo a emele kwa thoko gonne ba dumela gore go nna teng ga gagwe Zuma a ka gobelelwa.
I too cherish the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons are as equal in opportunity before the law as they are in accountability before it. So my duty as I hand down this judgment is cloaked in the duty I owe to our Constitution and to the rule of law that undergirds it. I am left with no option but to commit Mr. Zuma to imprisonment with the hope that doing so sends an unequivocal message. In this, our constitutional dispensation, the rule of law and the administration of justice prevails.
Seno se ile sa baka dikgaruru morago ga gore Jacob Zuma a inele kwa sepodiseng. Mongwe wa balatedi ba ga Zuma, Kalni House, o ile a re go ka nna merusu fa Zuma a ka tshwarwa le fa gone ba ne ba sa tlenegise merusu eo.
If President Zuma is going to be imprisoned, that there will be instability and unrest in South Africa. Your response indicates exactly the situation that we face ourselves with now. We've warned the National Executive Committee of the ANC and also the justices in the Constitutional Court and also the Deputy Chief Justice, Mr. Justice Zondo, that if cool heads and minds do not prevail, if President Zuma continues to be targeted, and if President Zuma is eventually sentenced to prison, that our country will be torn apart. That violence will be inevitable because of this. Come on, yes. Now, comrades, we do not want violence. Yes. We do not want violence. We want to see our country to be a peaceful country. We want to see unity in the African National Congress and amongst our whole nation. But we've warned, and we as Umkhonto weSizwe Military Veterans Association, because of the military training of our members, have the ability to understand what happens in society. We can understand what the consequences will be of certain actions. We have warned that the consequences of imprisoning President Zuma will be dire for our nation.
Bosigo jo Zuma a tshwereng ka pone go begilwe fa dirori di fisitswe mo mmileng o mogolo wa Entry kwa Mooi River mo profenseng ya KwaZulu-Natal. Bosenyi jo bo ile bo anamela ka fa profenseng ya Gauteng. Advocate Sipho Mantula ke modira dipatlisiso tsa go rarabolola merusu mo Afrika. O dira le setheo sa University of South Africa, UNISA. A re dikhuduego tseno ke matlhabisa ditlhong.
The whole continent is watching South Africa. We are the ones who are always closing fires in different countries. Eswatini just recently, DRC, Congo, Sudan. We've been doing conflict resolution in the whole continent, but today it is us facing us with a pocket and a minor insurrection, domestic terrorism. Ke burukhutla motho a ka e baya le gore ke burukhutli ba se politiki le batho ba ileng gore ga ba itumela tota.
Seemo sa ga jaana se bakile letshabo mo bagwebing ba dira fela ba tshwere pelo ka letsogo ga ba sa tlhole ba tshepa sepe.
Ha chava na hina hi hanya hi ku tsutsuma loko hi va vona va kha va hlongorisana na maphorisa hi paka swilo timovheni hi suka hi tsutsuma laha hi nga kona a hi stokangi ho lwela ku hetisa xitoko xa weekend ku ri na hina hi ta kota ku ya tshama tindlwini hi ti fela hi ndlala.
Mvelase a re ditlamorago tsa bosenyi jo bo diragetseng mo bara taxi rank di matshosetsi le mo pholong ya batho.
Bara taxi rank in next to Bara hospital. Therefore, health ke yone ntho e important ya holo. If ho le ditshila tjena o ka se loke.
Faile Rahmane ene a re ga kitla a tlhola a bula kgwebo ya gagwe gape.
I know, I think it's myself, I don't know other guys think, but myself, I won't gonna open again, because I can't take every time. Last month also they're doing something, every month gonna do, and gonna take my money from my country and investing, and then every month they're gonna come, guys gonna come and take us, our stuff. I think I'm not gonna open anymore. Just I think the flight is off, so I have to go back, no choice.
Rona as a tax industry, Harry belong to any political party. Rona re tlile mona o tlo run a business, re service batho ba bangwe le ba bangwe.
Mopresidente wa naga Cyril Ramaphosa a re bosenyi jo bo tlogetse ikonomi ya naga e le mo seemong se sa itumediseng.
Since the height of the unrest on Monday and Tuesday, there's been a sharp decline in the number of incidents, and calm has returned and is returning to most of these areas. Over 2,550 people have been arrested in connection with the unrest, and special arrangements are being put in place to ensure that these cases are prioritized. The destruction of property and theft of goods has cost businesses, consumers, and the country as a whole billions and billions of rands.
Ga se madi fela a senyegileng, maphelo a batho ba le bantsi a ile a felela mo bogodung jo. Tonakgolo ya porofense ya Gauteng David Makhura a re malapa mangwe a latlhegetswe ke maloko.
It is said we also have the 11th person in the Midlands area who was involved in another looting incident. Also passed on. 10 was in here. We have a Metro Police officer in Ekurhuleni. Just overnight, the number of those who passed on in Gauteng, just overnight. By the time the president spoke, the number was less. We had less than 10 people. As I speak now, we have 18 residents and a law enforcement officer. That makes it 19. We cannot afford this. We cannot afford this. And this has to come to a stop.
Mantula a re tshwetso ya kgotlatshekelo ya go latlhela mopresidente wa maloba mo ntolefitshwaneng dikgwedi le 15 e phuntse sekhaku sa dingwaga.
Africa Borwa, what is now going through in terms of political violence and this crisis, it has been brewing for long. Post 1994, we have never dealt with the issues of poverty, observance of human rights, and as well as the corruption and looting.
Mantula a re seno ke borukhutli.
This burning and looting and flames that we see in the townships, it is again another drawback, setback. Either people are used as political pawns or even political objects. Again, the role of intelligence has been raised. We should not be mindful that the intelligence in this country was abused and misused. The issue of intelligence for some of us, we think community intelligence is key. Hence, we have to applaud people in different communities who have been defending their own buildings. That is community intelligence.
A re ditlamorago tsa se se diragetseng seno di ka nna lobaka pele maemo a boela setlwaeding.
Experience of 1994 ya ko Mafikeng still reminds us that some buildings, they stayed more than 10 years not being rebuilt. So if people of KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng province, they want lessons learned, I don't have to go far.
E seng seo fela, lenaane la puso la go lwantsha go anama ga mogare wa COVID-19 le sala kwa morago.
We are in a vaccine rollout of COVID-19. It is affected. We have banned the buildings. It is going to take us time to can rebuild them.
Look, there are some of our vaccination sites that are not operating this week. They are closed because around them you've got this type of activities taking place. The roads are blocked. And people generally are afraid to also just go out to the vaccination site. So this is terrible. It is impacting on our response to the pandemic. And I think it is for that reason that we are saying this criminality and this violence and this looting must stop.
The widespread looting of the past week is likely to fuel a further increase in COVID-19 infections. These events have also disrupted our COVID-19 vaccination program in KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng, just as it was beginning to gain momentum.
Advocate Mantula a re le fa gone Afrika Borwa e itsege ka dikopano le dipuisano tse di sa feleng, gone go botlhokwa gore dipuisano di nne teng.
The issue of the national dialogue is critical. Social cohesion, kitlano, the issue of dealing with corrupt officials. The ruling party has to fix its politics as well of leadership, and we should never want to blame judiciary.
O gatelela gore Afrika Borwa e tlhaela ka boeteledipele jo bo tsitsitseng.
What we see is the political leadership, lack of human rights, the role and the abuse of intelligence, and the ethnic politics in the governing party. I don't want to leave that ethnic tribal card that is in the ruling party that has affected the broader crisis that we see today.
Ka fa letsogong le lengwe borra di-taxi le bone jaaka bagwebi ba re ba ka se tlhole ba letlelela go bona seemo sa go utsiwa ga dithoto mo mabenkeleng gape.
Re dueditse gore re tlo ba security tsa mone. As from now onwards, tlo etsa bonnete ba gore this place is protected. We are going to protect this place. Ntho e re tlo etsang a ga se tlhole etsagala ntho e sa etseng, because I always the way sa etseng ka teng re latlhetswe ke tšhelete e ngata le business ya rona.
Our community need to be vigilant and be peaceful in their engagement. I don't think banning and looting will ever resolve the crisis that we are in. We are in a serious crisis.
Ntho tsena ke tsa rona, and if re tlo senya ntho tsa rona re ya kae?
Fa dilo di ntse di boela setlwaeding le batho ebile ba leka go phepafatsa botlhaswa jo bo diregileng, re filo a re ga tseye seemo se jaaka selo sa leruri.
So all these things etsagalang, I think like something that is going to harm everybody. For nna ke batla opportunity out of this thing where how do we survive even now? How can we triple our production? And re a jang go batho pitch the gospel hore we are here for you. And then how do we lobby our people hore now is the time to support us. You need us, we need you too.
Ebile a re se segolo go beeletsa mo motsesetoropong ke go nna gaufi thata le batho bao ba tlamelang ka ditiro.
One of the advantages tsa go run a business here is that we have touched the market ya rona. Then the process where we sell directly to them are a little bit easy. Criticism re thola a little bit easy. Okay, we don't like this thing, re batla so. And at the same time, we thin the market. Then it's very easy for us to just expand from here.
Precious Maseko o dira mo lebenkeleng la ga Refilwe. A re go dira mo a dulang teng go mo imolola morwalo.
I-advantage enginayo mina as umuntu osebenza ikasi ukuthi if it happens ukuthi kuba ne-taxi strike, there is no need for me ukuthi ngaze ngisebenzise i-transport ukuthi ngize emsebenzini. I can still walk and come to work seduzane.
Re batla to activate our factories inside the township. Where we are, this is where we're going to expand the business, because of it doesn't help or it's really more go somewhere and we're going to pay huge rent. And the process of is going to be expensive. We need the transportation, we need all those kind of things. And then the petrol, fuel, it will cost.
Wa dumela gore fa o dirile dipatlisiso sentle, kgwebo ya gago ya kgona go atlega teng mo motsesetoropong ono.
Business started back in 2016. We doubled and tripled our production time and a time. So now, we have 3 branches.
Gone jaanong dikgwebo di a ikgobokanya matlakala a tlogetsweng ke morusu a olelwa. Gongwe ka lesego dilo di ka boela setlwaeding ga di sa nne botoka go feta pele.
Re tlo cleaner and then re tlo ba business as usual. Tlo khutlela hape re operate that. Once re se re qetile ka ntho e re tlo etsa.
No, the business, the taxi association, they try to helping us. They try to helping us. They're saying, let's clean tomorrow, and then after they're gonna make community, whatever they're saying. But they start now. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they try to help us.
Mopresidente wa naga Cyril Ramaphosa a re puso e tlile go thusa dikgwebo tsa metsesetoropo le tswa kwa magaeng go ikemela gape morago ga go senyetswa.
We will also help our small businesses, including those in townships and rural areas, to heal the damage they have suffered.
Mopresidente a re le fa gone batho ba ba rotloeditseng merusu isi ba tshwarwe, mapodisa a samane le bone.
Those responsible for organizing this campaign of violence and destruction have not all yet been apprehended, and their networks have not yet been dismantled. But we know who they are, and the police are on their tracks, and they've already identified them. We must therefore remain vigilant and resist any efforts to incite further violence. We welcome the unwavering support from religious, traditional, political, party, labor, and business leaders, many of whom I met during the course of this week.
Ke ka fao re fitlha mafelong a lenaneo la rena bošegong bo e ba le rena gape bekeng e tla go mošupologo seripa gare go tšwa go iri ya seswai gona mo go SABC 2 gopola o ka romela go email go leihlolasechaba@sabc.co.za goba o ka romela fax go 086-613-1227 rena gape le letlakala la Facebook mo e le gore o ka boledišana le rena gona gopola mananeo wa rena o ka humana gape go YouTube go kwa ka lenaneo le latelang theeletša Thobela FM, Lesedi FM le Motsweding FM a re tlhakane gape bekeng e tlago a be boroko.